arthritis. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Fan Neal from Anthem Blue Cross, and it's a pleasure to be here. You have a new plan through Anthem Blue Cross, and it's called a Ppo Plan. And what that means is it's a preferred provider plan. You have a contracted provider network, and those providers are available out on the website under the Anthem Blue Cross Provider Finder. It's very simple to use. I think you'll find it an easy tool. One of the two main things you want to know about the plan is, in order to maximize your reimbursement, you, number one, need to go through the Student Health Center always, unless it's an emergency, of course, before accessing care. And the second thing, and most important thing, is to make sure you're using participating contracted Anthem Blue Cross providers. If you can do those two things, you will have very little issue with your plan. The plan has a $200 plan year deductible for most services. When you look at your summary, you'll see that most services have a 10% that you pay, 90% that Anthem pays as long as you're in network. For those services that are the percentage reimbursement, the deductible does apply. For those services that have a dollar copay, and the office visit immediately comes to mind, the deductible does not apply. It's first dollar. So on day one of the plan, if you go to the doctor and you go to his office because you have a cold or something simple like that, and he, looks you over, listens to your chest, he thinks you should maybe get a prescription, that's your $20 copay. If you unfortunately have problems with breathing or something like that, and he sends you for a chest x-ray, now you're over into the portion of the plan that does require the deductible, and after the deductible is met, the 10% co-insurance. Your preventative has no copay. It is free, for lack of a better word, and we do urge everyone to take advantage of that preventative care benefit. It's something that the country is moving more toward, and so Anthem, for all of our plans, and particularly for the student plans, we're urging people to take advantage of that free preventative care benefit. Your emergency room, which is another thing that we hope you don't have to use, but if you do, it's a $100 copay, but it's waived if you're admitted. In other words, if you go to the emergency room and heaven forbid you have to be admitted for an inpatient stay, then that deductible is waived and you're back to the 10% that is your responsibility. Those are the highlights of the plan. You have a prescription drug benefit that is a $5 generic, $25 for the name brand, and $40 for name brand non-formulary. Your plan is, as you can see from your summary, pretty cut and dried and simple. We have a customer service area that the number is on your card, and you will notice that it is available even into the evening, so be sure to use that resource because they're they only do student business. They're very, very knowledgeable. Yes? Can we assume that the Walgreens that's here on campus will take our
yes, they will.
prescriptions or fill them?
Yes. All of the not the Walgreens mail-in, the mail-in through Anthem Blue Cross. Yes. And you know what, I will send to the Student Health Center. You can go online and sign up for the mail order, but I can also send, we have brochures with the envelopes if you want to do it by getting a prescription and putting it in an envelope and sending it off with the form.
And information on those details are all on the Student Health website already.
I have been there multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as easy, it seems, to maneuver as what you're saying, but I have had two experiences of using the insurance so far, and neither was very satisfactory. What people out in, I would go to Student Health, I get referrals. One example is a mammogram. Evidently the offices are not aware, and they tell me they have never, both of my services were denied, by the way. And so
I'm sorry, when you say denied, what do you mean? You didn't?
I got a letter of denial
And they're not supposed to. It's supposed to come, it's going to be coming from the Student Health Center to Anthem Direct.
I see. So
Yeah, and Student Health actually has been saving all referrals that we write since
Right.
June and sending them into Anthem. So I don't know if it's a timing issue with the new system, but I know that with the new startup of this system, there's been a lot of confusion. And so we're continually, I think every day, working out, issues with the pharmacy, issues with people who used to interact with student health and used to interact with the student insurance plan, and helping them understand the different rules. And we're hoping at least a lot of students get care at UCSF, and we're hoping that that will go more smoothly. I don't know if you went to UCSF or not, because they're used to dealing with Anthem.
I went to Mount Zion for my mammogram.
Yeah.
I got the denial for that as well.
So it's very interesting because they're used
You
to
know what?
working with.
If you'd like, at the end of this, I will have to take your name and your number, and I will look into that for you and make sure that we have the referral now on file and that those claims are reprocessed.